Top of the afternoon. My name is Isaiah Coleman, and this is Masculinity Monday, brought to you by The Connected. And I love Masculinity Monday because we get to delve into topics that revolve around our masculinity. And as men, we all have different definitions of masculinity. And I hope my perspective can help add to your perspective or your outlook of masculinity. And today I want to talk about a topic that oftentimes can get a rap of being a weak characteristic, but also from my perspective is a very strong characteristic. And that topic is humility. Humility. I want to just set the stage. I want to just start off by sharing a quick story with you, a quick anecdote. My wife gave me this compliment recently, and she's given me this compliment many times with family, with friends, and it has to do with how I exemplify my humility. When we go out, it doesn't matter if we're with family, we're with friends, we're with colleagues, supervisors, doesn't matter, strangers. If we're having a conversation, you, me, anybody, and you say something that I don't know what it is. It could be a word, it could be a phrase, it could be a name of something, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to stop you and say, hold on. What does that mean? Or what was that? Or can you explain this again? Because I'm somebody who's very comfortable in my own skin. I know who I am. I'm not out here in this world looking to be like anybody else. I'm very confident in who I am and comfortable with who I am. So I don't view that as a weakness by me stopping a conversation and asking somebody, hold on, what did you mean by that? Or hold on, what does that mean? Right? It could be an acronym, it could be whatever, a title, whatever. That's not important. But what is important is the fact that I feel confident and comfortable enough to stop a person and ask them that shows that I'm humble and I have humility and I practice humility often. Right. So on the flip side of that, if I were not to do that and I were to just continue on with the conversation, be like, yeah, and they're explaining something to me and I literally have no clue where the conversation is going, 9 times out of 10, you're going to look even more like an ass by trying to keep on a conversation. You have no clue what the person's talking about, as opposed to stopping the conversation and being like, hey, explain that to me better. All right. And that's what I mean by humility. Can be, if you're someone who continues on with the conversation without stopping them, I would think that there's a fear there. There's something inside you that is telling you, don't look stupid. I don't want to look like a dummy in front of this person. I got to make sure I look like I have it all together and I know everything, which is not realistic. Let's be honest, it's not realistic. But if you're somebody who has courage, who has strength, who is curious, and will stop that conversation and ask somebody, hey, explain this to me a little bit better, people pick up on that, right? Don't be arrogant, because if you do the opposite, now you're viewed as being arrogant. Oh, you just know it all, even though you sound like a silly person because you're continuing on in a conversation that you have no understanding of, right? And this reminds me of a saying. This reminds me of something that Pastor Darius Daniels, man, I'm gonna give this man so much love and so many flowers, because he is just a wise teacher. And he says to always carry the posture of a student. He always says that. I've heard him say this now multiple times, and I couldn't agree with that more, because if we want to be lifelong learners, right? If we want to be somebody who continues to grow as our life carries on, as we get older, we gotta be honest with ourselves that we don't know it all in this moment. We gotta be honest with ourselves. And I feel like I try to exemplify that as best as my ability. Yeah, sometimes do I get caught up and I'll be like, continue on with the conversation and not stop somebody, maybe here and there, but 9 times out of 10, I want to continue to learn, and I want to push you to also feel comfortable in your own skin. And that may take some work, before you get to a point where you feel comfortable and confident enough to stop a conversation. But I'm going to encourage you that the realistic perspective of this is that you don't know it all, and always be open to learning. Because a lot of the times you may be having a conversation with somebody and you actually do know what the person is talking about, and you are having a conversation about a topic that you already have learned about, this, that, and the third. But let me tell you this, we all have different ideas or different thoughts about the same topic. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we all can learn something new about a topic that we already know about. Right? Like, I know a lot about computers, for example. I know a lot about computers, but I know for a fact there's more that I can learn about computers. Better yet, I played football for Pee Wee. I played like Pop Warner football. I played high school football. I played college football. I know a lot about the game of football, but I guarantee you, if I sit down with somebody else, I guarantee you they can teach football in a different way than the way that I've learned it. So we can't walk around and act like a know-it-all, especially on a particular topic that we already know about, because I guarantee you there's an aspect, there's a piece, there's a characteristic about that thing, that topic that you can continue to learn more of. All right, I ain't gonna keep talking your ear off about this humility piece, man. Just understand that there's power and there's strength in humility. When you do that in front of people, when you show humility, they know you're a real person. You're not just out here trying to look good, trying to look smart, trying to look like you have it all together. The humble people, the authentic people, those are the ones that get noticed. So I hope this helps you. I hope this was beneficial to you, man. Do not look at humility as a weakness. Do not look at it as something that makes you look like you're scrawny and you're not the man, right? That's the weak side of our masculinity. That's the side that we want to start getting rid of. The side we want to start kicking to the curb. Look at humility as being a strength, as being something that connects you with other people. And it's something that's probably going to get you remembered if you show it. That's why my wife gives me so much love about my humility, because she said it's hard for her. She said, man, Zay, I'm telling you right now, if I'm in a conversation, I don't know what the other person talking about, I'm going to just keep on going. And I'm like, yo, you're funny as heck. Nah, man. Nah. Be you. Be you. Don't worry about how what you look like in other people's eyes. Don't worry about any external validation, any external criticism. Right? Have a few people in your circle, in your network, who you care about what they have to say about you, but not everybody. Not everybody. So be you, be authentic, be humble. All right, I'm Isaiah Coleman, man. Like, follow, subscribe. And again, I hope this was beneficial to you. All right, peace out.